Hello everyone, this is Tarun Chaudhary. I'm going to present about FHIR Virtual Assistant. In Special Problem CS8903 primary project, I have taken a second iteration to improve the existing FHIR Virtual Assistant further. So before I begin the presentation, I would like to just quickly show that currently the FHIR Virtual Assistant can be accessed, the existing version, by typing www.fhir.top. This is the existing version, and I have improved that further by in a different URL which is called v2.fire.top. I will go into the detail about how this v2 is improved, but in case you want to compare, there are two different URLs, so it's very transparent how in this iteration I have improved that. So let's get back to the presentation. So before I get into the FHIR Virtual Assistant, I would like to give some important disclaimer because FHIR is a trademark of HL7. So let me reiterate the disclaimer. Anything I share here is my individual opinion and does not reflect endorsement or representation from any organization. FHIR and the FHIR flame icon are registered trademark of HL7 and is used with the permission of HL7 in this tool. Use of the FHIR trademark does not constitute endorsement of this product by HL7. This version of the tool is built as an academic as a part of academic project. Any feedback received through this presentation will be used for academic research purpose only. This is a platform to build knowledge base incrementally on FHIR. It may include FHIR resource mapping. It may include incorrect FHIR resource mapping information. However, tool allows to provide feedback and correct itself as required or if required. So let's go to the actual presentation now. So here are the quick agenda. Let me go to the background and the goals. FHIR specification is great. We all love the FHIR specification. It has a very neat and clean HTTP, HTML, and linkable links. But I think it's quite text heavy for a newcomer or a beginner who just started FHIR and understanding the spec. Little bit text heavy. Second is that we work on so many things, right? So and FHIR has so many resources, attributes. It's not always easy to remember the stuff. And third is that we have Google, we have internet, we can search everything, but the information out there is very generalized. So if you're looking for a specific mapping information for, say, let's say in your company you have some specific concept and you're looking for how to map that concept to a FHIR resources or a FHIR attributes. The Google search or internet doesn't help always. You need to have some specialized knowledge. So that's another thing. And second, the fourth point is, yes, FHIR is interoperable, the mapping is not. If you have developed the FHIR API, the one of the critical thing and the most time we spend on building the mapping from our existing non-FHIR concepts to FHIR concepts. So that's a critical thing. And then of course, to build a healthcare application on FHIR resources, one of the key steps is to identify FHIR resources based on the medical concept. It may be overwhelming for the individuals to analyze and identify appropriate FHIR resources based on a given medical concept. So this tool is primarily targeted to the developers and the new user who are getting started to get the help. But it is, and it will learn incrementally as people use this tool. It will get more improved. Quick description of the roles and contribution here. I'm the project owner. The first V1 also created by me, and I did all the development, testing, and end-to-end architecture and solutioning of this project. And I have another person who is doing the secondary project, but he who has taken this as a secondary project, but he has helped in improving the FHIR knowledge base, that may adding OMOP related content into FHIR knowledge base, and also helped in testing the application, and a couple of bug fixes helped me to improve the tool. What are the research is being performed? In the FHIR is backed by search engine, which is here I have used OpenSearch. OpenSearch is the Amazon's distribution or fork of Elasticsearch, and it has a built-in KNN indexing. So I did a comprehensive research on how to use the KNN especially in the full text search and with the Elasticsearch, or with open search here. So basically, it is, we have ability to create a KNN index, and then we can, when we store the documents, we can vectorize that. So we have used what to vector um, functions to, and then average it out, and then when I search back, I again convert that to a numerical vector representation, and then search, and then I get the results back, and there are scores on each and every results, and we can filter out the score. So there are a lot of research I have done. I have included the references out here. Then I also performed research on user interface and HCI, or human computer interaction. If you see the interface, it's like a little bit like Google. So let me go to the demo first, right? When I talk about the user interface, so if you see, it's a very neat and clean. I have given the credits, and how to connect with me, and there is very good help. If somebody wants to know how to get started, the help is there with a YouTube video, and there's some terms and condition which is very important, the disclaimers, and that this is like an research project or a academic project, can be discontinued at any time. Then the once user accepts, it comes back to the simple user interface, and people can search anything in anything related to FHIR or OMOP also. So let me show you a couple of interesting things. So coming back to the presentation, right? I have, when I did the research on HCI, I have actually preferred that there is something called simplicity versus discoverability. In simplicity, like Google interface is simple, but it is not discoverable. You don't know what to do, but it's very simple. Similarly, so I gone through, I gone through the research paper, the design of everyday thing, and understood that how the simplicity, there's a trade-off between simplicity and discoverability always, and how simplicity sometimes works better, how we can use affordances and signifiers. So those research have been put into in my work, and accordingly I designed this new user interface. And so let's start. So let's say, if you see in the top first, let me explain. This is basically max score deviation. That means when Elasticsearch returns any response, it deviates from the, so you get multiple response. So always top score comes on the first, and then remaining. So we can customize this, and we can just say, so let's take an example called, let's say person ID. When I search with person ID, I get so many 8 matches. So all these matches basically, and it has max result. I have given 10. So let's see the first one. So I can reduce the max result to 1, and I can again see person ID back, and I should just get the top score. Now let me go back to again make this as a 10, but this time let me make the max score deviation is 1. So very less. So the all the results should be very just, it is max 1% deviation is allowed from the top score. So if I again give person ID, I just got 1 because it's very restrictive. But I can, if I increase it to a little bit more, like 15%, 16%, let's see person ID, I get 2 now person. That's an important feature and given to the user that they can do. Similarly, anything FHIR concept, I can write like a fever. I got now, see, I got a FHIR resource and OMOP resource. So new feature added, like if I just want FHIR resource, I can give FHIR and then fever. If I use FHIR colon, the assistant will only return FHIR related resources. Similarly, FHIR, if I do OMOP fever, assistant will only return OMOP related resources. So that's how it is done. So I have given how the feedback I have received in here, and also here is the whole solution, and the solution architecture is provided. Final status is also provided here, and then what are the future plans and improvement. I have received some user feedback, and based on that, one of the important thing is the improving the knowledge base, and also improving the KNN indexing logic, and also having ability to connect to a real human being is also one of the thing. I have given, and I've included a form for the feedback. If you want further, please provide me a feedback. Thank you.